Good morning, everyone. In the previous video, we had done the themes and the major issues in the play Tuglaq by Girish Karnad. Today, we are going to do the symbolism in the play Tuglaq. The play Tuglaq is noted for its symbols. Four symbols like prayer, sleep, the game of chess, and the rose are used to heighten the effect of the play. As P. Bapaya Reddy remarks, at the micro level, prayer symbolizes the religious idealism of Tuglaq. At the macro level, it connects man's unconscious need for divine protection and guidance in an hour of anguish. In the beginning, prayer is made compulsory, but later it is banned for a few years and again it is revived. It is reduced to a mockery when the Sultan's life is threatened at the time of prayer. Sleep, on one level, represents the need for rest in man's life. At the macro level, it becomes symbolic of peace, which eludes man often. The rose is a symbol of aesthetic and poetic susceptibilities of Tuglaq. It later on becomes a symbol of the withering away of all the dreams and ideals of Tuglaq. At the macro level, the game of chess is an ordinary game which is popular in India. It also symbolizes a political game in which an ordinary washerman checkmates the most intelligent and clever politician. Through this symbolist technique, the playwright has succeeded in creating the right political atmosphere. Rulers and politicians use religion as a medium to befool the common man. They pollute religion by misusing it for fulfilling their dirty political motives. But religion cannot be used to serve the end of those who are in power because it preaches morals and expects morality from the people. It stands for virtue, goodness, righteousness, and moral conduct, while politics thrives on intrigue, craftiness, dishonesty, and deceit. The case of Tuglaq is no exception. What Karnad shows in Tuglaq is that the idealist and his idealism do not go hand in hand with the politician and his politics. The idealist is only a misnomer and has to face challenges which he tries to curb down in his own crafty manner. But the idealist Tuglaq fails in producing any lasting result. What he gains, as he tells, is not words but the sword. That's all I have to keep my faith in, and faith in my mission and power, strength to shape my thoughts, strength to act, strength to recognize myself. Unquote. All his idealism is shattered in the game of politics and thrown to the winds. Even Bharani, the best of his advisors, asks Muhammad, who is a man of great learning, "You are a learned man, Your Majesty. You are known the world over for your knowledge of philosophy and poetry. History is not made only in stagecraft, its lasting results are produced in the ranks of learned men. That's where you belong, Your Majesty, in the company of learned men. And further, Your Majesty, there was a time when you believed in love, in peace, in God. What has happened to those ideals? You won't let your subject pray. You torture them for the smallest offense, hang them on suspicion. Why this bloodshed?" Unquote. The murder of the Sheikh leads to the intrigues of the courtiers and other idealists of the kingdom. This happening unites the Hindus and Muslims all together to rise against the craftiness and tyranny of the Sultan. Shihabuddin, the most trusted of the friends of a Sultan, is persuaded to attend the meeting of the intriguers and at last to stand against the Sultan. Sheikh Shamsuddin Tajuddarfim tells Shihabuddin that he is attending the meeting to save Islam, not to get mixed in the treacherous games of the politicians. But Allah isn't only for me. To begin the quote, but Allah isn't only for me. While tyranny crushes the faithful into dust, how can I continue to hide in my hole? Unquote. Religion and politics interface in the play is of great interest as it combines religion and politics of an idealist and visionary Sultan Muhammad Tuglaq. It intends to show the idealism of the ruler will fail and will ruin the idealist. The concepts like secularism, equality, and unity in a country like India are very much ahead of the times. In India, people still are led away by the saints and religious heads. They believe more their religious leaders than a politician. The fiery speeches of the religious saint swing people this side or that side for the vote. People still are befooled by them as they were during the reign of Tuglaq. Thus, the life of the people is governed and corrupted by the interaction of the saints and politicians. Tuglaq, who pretends to be a true follower of religion, commits numberless murders to retain his monarchy. He commits patricide, fratricide, and wipes off the religious and political leaders like Imamuddin and Shihabuddin for his kingship. He tells the cause of murdering them to his stepmother in a simple way. Quote, they couldn't bear the weight of their crown. They couldn't leave it aside. So they died senile in their youth or were murdered. When stepmother accepts that she has murdered Najib, Muhammad does not accept this truth. But when she argues it was easier than killing one's father or brother, it was better than killing Sheikh Imamuddin, unquote. Muhammad replies, I killed them for an ideal. Don't I know its results? Don't you think I have suffered from the curse? My mother won't speak to me. I can't even look into a mirror for fear of seeing their faces in it, unquote. Muhammad is torn in finding peace in his own kingdom that has become a kitchen of death. To quote, there is only one punishment for treachery, he tells his stepmother, it is death. And for killing Najib, he orders even his stepmother, whom he loves more than anyone else, to be stoned, dragged, and killed. Agony and the notion of repentance is one important theme in the play Tuglaq. The innumerable murders that Tuglaq is involved in don't bring him peace. They tear him from within. He feels lonely and frustrated. In such a torn and wretched state, he seeks the shelter of God, who can only save him from misery and the ghosts of the murdered. Only he can help him to be a man. For this, all of a sudden, Tuglaq, the mighty murderer, plunderer, and sinner, falls to his knees and clutches his hands to his breast to pray. Quote, God in heaven, please help me. Please don't let me go of my hand. My skin drips with blood. I don't know how much of it is mine and how much of others. I started in your path, Lord. Why am I wandering naked in this desert now? I started in search of you. Why am I become a pig rolling in this gory mud? Raise me, clean me, cover me with your infinite mercy. I can only clutch at the hem of your cloak with my bloody fingers and plead. I can only beg, have pity on me. I have no one but you now. Only you, you, unquote. The above passage reveals a Faustian cry of anguish, which comes from the mouth of Sultan. This Sultan uses opponents like pawns on the chessboard of politics and unscrupulously kills them. Tuglaq even fails to offer prayer, which is reintroduced after an interval of 5 years when Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, disguised Aziz, comes to Daulatabad to bless him. He falls soundly asleep and gets up when the muezzin's call to prayer fades away. This is one of the greatest irony in the play. His bloody actions are the result of his intense ambition to establish an idealistic leadership as the norm. The failure of his political methods unnerves him and makes him insane. And here the play ends. Thank you.